everybody. This is Stacy J with 70 Phoenix, and I am so excited today. We have got recording artist Caitlin Quisenberry with us. Hi, Caitlin. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tell everybody, what have you been up to lately?
Just working on lots of music. I have my next song, SOS, coming out March 20th. So I'm just preparing for that, and I'll be shooting a music video for it. So just working out the logistics of that as well, trying to stay safe with the coronavirus and all good things.
Awesome. Okay, so SOS comes out on March 20th.
It does. It'll be on
All
all
right,
platforms.
we are going to be looking for that March the 20th. All right, I'm ready for that one.
Me too.
Um, that's some exciting news. I always love new music. I'm like pre-order. Is that going to be available for pre-order?
It is, yeah. You can buy it right now on iTunes and Apple Music, and it's completely different than Blue, my first single. Blue was much more like a slower paced, sad song, whereas SOS is like a two-step upbeat song. It's a really good dance number, so it's completely opposite, which I love. I love really showing versatility, and so I'm excited to see what everyone thinks.
Awesome. I am anxious to hear that one. Okay. What was your inspiration or for not just that song, but your music in general? What's your inspiration? Anyone in particular?
Yeah, so I definitely tend to gravitate towards older, more traditional artists. So a lot of the time, I would say like my biggest idols would be Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, Linda Ronstadt, and then I also love grabbing inspiration from male artists. So I love Tyler Childers, Chris Stapleton. If I could be like the female version of Chris, then that would be like my ultimate goal. So yeah,
Well,
that's kind of where I grab my inspiration from.
that's amazing. I love that at your age that you gravitate towards the older females. The
I do.
I want to say they're older. You know what I mean, but older country. Because
Yeah,
I love
and
that. That's
they were able
amazing
to
because
have
it's
that.
keeping it alive.
Yeah, and that they were able to have that longevity in country music, which I think is so important as a female artist to be able to do that. And so they're definitely someone I look up to.
Awesome. That's wonderful. I love that. I love that. All right, so you are a Denver, Colorado girl. You love it out there? What is it like in Denver?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's a beautiful state to live in. I absolutely love going up to the mountains, summer and winter. I'm a big skier. My dad used to be a ski instructor, so he had me
Oh,
in skis at the age of 3. Um, and my entire family lives here, like aunts, uncles, grandparents. So it was always so nice whenever I had performances growing up or school events. I always had such a amazing support all around me because everyone lives in Denver and we're all in Colorado. So it's been really fun. My both my parents are Colorado natives, and I've pretty much lived here my whole life. So
oh, so that's why you haven't made the jump to Nashville yet. Family's keeping you there.
not yet, but I will say I'm a very adventurous person and very spontaneous, and I mean, I definitely see myself probably making the move here pretty soon because I absolutely love Nashville. I try to go up there as much as I can. Um, I work part-time, so I have Fridays and Mondays off, and so it's really easy for me to jump on the plane anytime I want and go into Nashville. And that's where I do all my recording. So I definitely have strong ties there as well.
I love the city. I love it. And well, since we just said Nashville, the tornadoes. That
Yeah.
have you been to Nashville since the tornadoes or the
Um,
destruction? It's so
It
devastating.
is devastating. I haven't been since, but I have friends that live there, and I was checking up on them and making sure they were okay, and they were sending me pictures, and so I've seen the destruction that's happened, and it's so sad. Um, yeah, it's really unfortunate, and it's something that it'll take a while to recover from.
Yeah, it is. I'm just so I mean I've contributed some. I of course bought one of the t-shirts and for our
Yeah,
family. So waiting on that to come, but so I've contributed, and I've just been amazed at pleasantly amazed at the outpouring from the community, that how the fundraisers are going, and just
Yeah.
the what everybody is just doing, jumping in, trying to help rebuild the community.
Oh, they totally are. And
Is
it's not even
it's like
Nashville natives only. It's everyone's coming together. So it's amazing.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's like, country music is just one big happy family,
It is.
and everybody just feels a pull to help them rebuild.
Yes.
So, yeah. So you mentioned your family. Are they a musical family as well?
We are a musical family. I don't know how we're constantly singing, but they aren't singers, if that makes sense. We're kind of like in the movie Step Brothers, like the family singing in the car. Like we'll sing no matter like how good we are. But yeah, my parents, they aren't necessarily like singers or trained or anything. But my brother actually has a really good voice, surprisingly. He hasn't had any training either. He definitely went the more sports route. He's playing hockey right now at Brown University. And so he's a D1 athlete and pursuing that, but he has an amazing voice too. So I'm not really sure where we get our singing ability. I think it comes from my grandfather, my papa. He is a Southern Baptist minister, and I grew up going to church, and he would always, in the middle of a sermon, just break out into song. And he has an amazing, amazing voice. So I think it comes from
Ah.
him and not my parents.
Oh, that's funny. Um, is there a driving force behind you? Like what drives Caitlin to do what she does?
Yeah. I would say time is a big factor. I think the time is really good for me right now. I graduated college a couple years ago. I can give 110% to my music. I always want to better myself, and I never want to half-ass anything. I'm a
Right.
perfectionist, and I think the timing is right, and I just want to really go for it while I can before I have a family and children and everything else. And so I think that's like kind of the main driving force right now.
That makes sense. That get your career straightened out in order the way you want it, and then everything else would just kind of fall in place after that. Uh,
Exactly.
exactly. I understand. Um, is there anything personal that you want to share with us that would give us a little bit of insight to you? It can be anything. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to like deep dark secret or anything, but
Right.
just something that I wouldn't find on the internet that would,
Sure.
tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. I guess one thing that a lot of people don't know about me is that I actually have dyslexia. And so I wasn't diagnosed though until I was 16 years old. And I just always had to try really, really hard in school, and things didn't come as naturally to me. So if another person was working on something for 20 minutes, it would take me an hour. And I think that really shaped who I am now, though, because it showed me that you have to work really hard for what
Mhm.
you want. And I hear a lot of new artists now saying, they'll put out their first single and they'll say, well, I hope it takes off. I hope something happens with it. And the reality of that is that it won't. Like, you have to work really hard if you
Right.
want your music to take off. And you have to treat it like a business and like a career. And so I think my dyslexia has really helped me with where I am today and taught me that worth ethic and to keep going for what you want and to try hard. And so yeah, I think everything in my life is kind of coming full circle.
Wow. Yeah, that is so you weren't even diagnosed until you were 16. So you didn't know what you were struggling with, and so you didn't have that help at school, and you just
Yeah,
it
I
towards
thought, maybe I just wasn't good at reading or I was just slower, I don't know. And so then I was actually meeting with one of my teachers, and she had me read out loud. And she said, the way you're reading out loud, I think you might have dyslexia. I'd like you to be formally tested. And so I went in and got tested, and sure enough, I have dyslexia. But it was almost a blessing to not be diagnosed until I was 16, because I was never able to use it as a crutch or an
right.
excuse to not perform well in school. And I mean, I love school, and I ended up graduating magna cum laude from Pepperdine. And so I was able to persevere through it, but it was not without a lot of hard work.
Right. Well, and that's just proof positive that you can overcome.
Yes.
You can overcome, and like you said, you don't have to use it as a crutch or an excuse, and that's good that you can be an ambassador for that, and put
Yeah.
that out there.
Hmm.
That's good. You are going to be such a role model for young girls out there to look up to if putting that out there. You're not just a pretty faced beauty pageant winner. You've got a lot of substance behind you, Caitlin, that you're going to be such a role model to young girls out there that they can really look up to, and it's there's way more beneath what they see. And I love that. I love that about you. That's
Well,
wonderful.
thank you for saying that. That's like such an amazing compliment. There's nothing better to hear than that. So thank you.
Oh yeah. Well, you're so welcome. And it's a great time to again say thank you for doing this interview with me. I'm so excited about it. So let's just trudge forward with some more
Going, yeah.
questions. Yeah. Um, I love quotes. I love quotes. I just find, I don't know, inspiration in them or whatever. Do you have a favorite quote that just kind of, if you're having a bad day, you kind of refer back to, or something that just kind of helps get you through?
Yeah, it's a pretty quick quote, but it's no doesn't mean never. And I think that is super important because I think a lot of people don't go after their dreams and their passions because they're too worried about hearing no or hearing rejection.
Hmm.
And it's so important to realize that you're going to hear a lot of no's and you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But every no you hear gets you closer to a yes, or the yes that you need to hear, and the yes that could
Right.
change your life. And so I always keep that in mind. I did a lot of acting out in LA and a lot of auditions, and I heard a lot of no's before I booked Blackish and the commercial for Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. And so I think it's just so important to keep that in mind and not let one no or one person's opinion get you down.
Exactly. That's so true. And I think a lot of people that go into the industry or any kind of business, really, they don't get that. They
Hmm.
think, oh, if I don't get it right away, then it's just not worth it, and they give up soon. Yeah.
Yes.
Anything worth having, you're going to have to fight for a little bit at least, or
Yes.
put some hard work into it.
Uh-huh. And you have to have
But
such a strong mindset. And I think there's a difference between being cocky and being confident. And you want to be confident.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, you mentioned Blackish, so you were on there for a couple of episodes. What was that like? There's
Oh,
some phenomenal actors on that show.
yeah. Oh, it was so amazing. It was one of like the best experiences of my life. I mean, they treated me so great. I got my own trailer with my name on it. I had my own makeup artist, hairstylist. I had a personal shopper who went out the day before, bought a bunch of clothes. We had a fitting all day, trying on new outfits. I
Ah.
even had on set in between takes, it was a little chilly outside where we were filming, and there was a designated person who would just put a coat on me every time in between takes. So it was pretty cool.
Oh wow. Talk
Yeah,
about being spoiled.
I know. Absolutely spoiled. Yeah. But no, it's amazing. Yeah, the acting world is a really fun one. The first experience I ever had was when I was 12 years old. I did a Kellogg's Frosted Flakes commercial with Tony the Tiger. And so
Oh,
I'm a big tennis player. And so I was actually part of the audition was you had to be able to play tennis. And so I was playing tennis with Tony the Tiger. And I also got to sing the theme song, Everywhere We Go, People Want to Know that song. Yeah. So I got to sing that. And so it was really fun. I got to use like different parts of my life, tennis and singing and also acting.
oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
So is that was that like the first thing that you had that kind of started your career, or was there something before that?
That was probably definitely my acting career. That was the first thing. I also did a Doritos commercial for the Super Bowl, which was really fun.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I think I think that was probably the first thing. I think I'm definitely more of like an introverted extrovert. So doing things like that in my life forced me to break out of my shell and explore those new different avenues. But yeah, I'm definitely more of like an introvert, but I know through like acting and through singing and putting myself out there and doing Miss Teen Colorado, I'm able to now um, put myself out there when I need to and be an extrovert. So, yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed that you were introverted at all.
Mm.
That's, yeah, that's interesting because I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
you can kind of change like your makeup, but yeah, naturally I'm definitely more like that. But through the experiences I've had and just being involved in so many activities when I was younger, I think it just pushed me to be able to turn that on when I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're not working, then you require alone time then to be able to just turn it off and chill out.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's where I regain my strength. I need my alone time and just time to myself.
That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Um, so if you could have dinner with anybody in the world, dead or alive, who would you choose and why? I always love this question. It's like,
This is always a fun one. I feel like I
I
constantly
know.
change my answer on this. But right now, I think it would be Dolly Parton. I'm listening to an amazing podcast that was done by her. It's called Dolly Parton's America,
Uh,
and I definitely recommend it. It's on, I mean, Spotify, the podcast channel. So if you like her and you're interested, I definitely
oh
recommend
yeah.
it. But yeah, she's great, and I just love how she's been able to keep reinventing herself, and
Mm.
she's really lasted throughout the years. And I think her fan base is so amazing too. I mean, she has older fans and super young fans.
Oh yeah.
She has gay fans, straight fans, Democrat fans, Republican. I mean, you name it. Everyone kind of comes together when
Oh
it
yeah.
comes to
Everybody
politics.
loves her.
Yeah, and I think that's really awesome, and I love how unifying she is.
Yes, exactly. I don't think anybody could have said that better.
Yeah,
She is amazing. She is the queen of the queens of the queens. I
she
mean,
is.
she just and have you ever met her?
Oh no, I haven't. I would die.
I saw her at Dollywood.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's awesome.
yeah, I got to see her, but I didn't get to meet her, of course. But I mean, she just seems to me like she would be just as down to earth and like she portrays herself to be, you
Yeah,
know. And so I think I would be totally devastated if I actually met her and she like ignored me or something, if she
right.
acted
Yeah,
the slightest different. But I don't, I think she is honestly what you see is what you get.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another place I've never been is Dollywood. I would love to go there. That'd be really cool.
Oh, you so have to. It is so much fun. It is, it's got a little bit of everything for everybody. Like if you like the rides and the roller coasters, it has all that. But if you don't, there's plenty of other stuff to do. So
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, you've got to make it out there for
Yeah.
sure. Um, got totally off track talking too much about Dolly there. Uh, but I love her. Yeah, she is great. Um, do you dip into other genres of music, or are you just country? Or I think I've heard you doing some other stuff when I was like listening to all your stuff on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, so when I first started working with Robert Cottarella when I was 14, he was my producer, and I actually started out as a pop R&B artist.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it wasn't country originally, and I'm actually classically trained. So I had a music emphasis at Pepperdine, and so I'd sing German, Italian, Latin opera, and
Oh,
sacred
wow.
music. Yeah, so I have that background. But whenever I would sing anything or like post videos, everyone would always say, "You just have like that country twang or like that yodel to your voice." And so I just kept coming back to country, and people kept saying like, "You should go into country, like you just sound country." Like which is funny because I'm not from the South, but my dad's family is from Kentucky, so I don't know if I'm just tapping into that or something,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it just kind of evolved into me singing country music. And now I absolutely love country. I mean, yeah, it's definitely my favorite genre. I like all genres except for screamo.
Mm,
Um,
yeah, I'm with you there.
yeah, so yeah, that's definitely not not one of my favorites, but I also love bluegrass music. And so yeah, I definitely want to tap into that. A couple people, Westward wrote an article on me, and the writer for that compared me to Alison Krauss
Uh-huh.
and said that we have like a similar quality in our voices. And so I definitely want to tap into bluegrass more. And I'm going back out to Nashville in May, and I'm recording 5 more songs and doing a couple ones where I'm writing them. And so I'm working on a bluegrass piece right now that I'm writing. And so hopefully something will come of it soon, and I'll be able to cross over into bluegrass a little bit as well.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I agree. On Blue, I definitely hear an Alison Krauss tone there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank. That's,
definitely.
yeah, that's good to hear. She's amazing. So
Oh, yes, she definitely is.
yeah,
Yeah, I love bluegrass too. So, yeah, that I'm excited. That sounds good. I
thanks.
like
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Yes. Do you play instruments?
Um, I don't really. So I started taking guitar when I was 9, and then I quit for a while, and I'm just starting to pick it up again and working on that. But actually, I've been writing I just finished writing a song, and the way I do it, I actually write lyrics and melody.
Mm.
I just hear it in my head, and then I just record it, and then I send it to the studio and the producer I work with in Nashville, and they put chords underneath my voice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's how I'm doing it right now, and it's working. But I definitely do want to brush up on my guitar skills just because it makes life a little easier.
Because don't most songwriters play and so when they write this is how much I know about songwriting. I'm not a songwriter, obviously, but like when they write a song, they're also, like you said, they're doing the melody,
Yeah,
on their guitar or their piano or whatever they play.
yeah, I
So,
think
so with you just hear it. And so you've got to somehow translate that to somebody else.
right. And I have to,
Wow.
keep in key without an instrument. So it adds like different elements that are harder. And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, if you know a couple chords at least, it makes songwriting easier. But yeah, it's working for me right now, but I
Yeah.
definitely want to learn. And it's nice to be able to accompany yourself.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, well, from what I've heard so far, it's worked for you. So
Thank
it's working. Don't worry about that. It's definitely working.
Thank you.
Um, so you mentioned the demo songs that you did when you were 14. Um, did they are they out there somewhere, or what happened
No,
to the
I never published them. I kind of I wasn't going to pursue music really as a career. When I went to Pepperdine, I was going to, well, I graduated from Pepperdine Law School with a certificate in conflict management and dispute resolution, and I was going to be an entertainment lawyer. And so I was
ah,
going to go more, I still wanted to be in the entertainment industry, but I was going more of a logical route, and I was like, well, I had to make money and I had to be successful and all of that stuff instead of pursuing like my true passion. And so yeah, my I just kind of changed my career path and was more focusing on that. And then after I graduated, I was going to take a gap year and study for the LSAT. And so that's what I was doing. And I was also working 9 hours a day. I was super tired and having no fun. And I would come home and I'd study for the LSAT. And so I just had no me time. And I missed having music in my life. And so I started posting videos on Instagram singing. And in particular, I sang Millionaire by Chris Stapleton on my Instagram. And this recording studio in Nashville saw it and they DM'd me and they said, we really like your voice. We want to feature you as a breakout artist. We'll help fund your studio time and our resources, help you get showcases. We want to fly you out to Nashville and work with you. And I was kind of like, well, what's the catch? So I actually ignored it for like a month. Yeah, I was like, well, there's got to be a catch. Like, I don't know. And then they started sending me personal videos and they were like, hey, I'm Erin and I'm Houston. And just get on the phone with us. We just want to talk to you, Caitlin. And so I thought, well, okay, I can at least get on the phone with them. So then I got on the phone with them. I started talking to them. They seemed really normal and awesome. And I flew out to Nashville. They got me with songwriters. And I recorded 4 songs that are now coming to fruition and coming out on all the streaming platforms. And so, yeah, my life kind of took a turn, and I just realized I just want to go for it while I can. And I can always go back to school. I can always go to law school. I can always, do all those things, but I can't always pursue music and really focus on myself. So yeah, that's how that came about. Kind of like a 180 in my life.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, it's just all about opportunity at the right time. And it just sounds like that was the right time and it worked out for you.
Yeah, it was meant to be. I'm a big believer in, everything happens for a reason and timing. And so, it felt right.
Exactly. And so on that same note,
Mhm.
it wasn't your time when you went to American Idol, evidently.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what was that experience like? I mean, we watch it on TV and we only see just little tiny pieces of what that show is all about.
Oh, it
I had
looks
a friend that went and I
different.
was amazed at what we don't see.
Yes, absolutely. It looks completely different. Even the audition itself. I mean,
Exactly.
there's 10 rounds of producers before you even see the actual judges.
Right.
And the judges are really only seeing like 60 good people and 60 bad people for like television.
Right.
So yeah, it's a completely different world. And I think that was like one of the moments where I really started coming out of my comfort zone. And I used to never sing in front of people. I was really nervous and I just didn't like it. And so when was only 15 when I went on American Idol, and it was when they had just changed the age from 16 to 15. So I was the youngest contestant, and yeah, that experience really got me out of my bubble and really helped me be able to perform in front of people.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was so, and you made it to Hollywood though. I need to pull that back up and watch that. Um,
Yeah.
'Cause, I love American Idol, so I watch it. But
Right.
I don't right off the top of my head, I'm not remembering, so I have to pull that back up and watch it. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But so you made it to Hollywood, did
Mhm.
you? And then was Hollywood is it Hell Week as they say? It's
Yeah,
that bad.
it's pretty crazy. And I
Yeah,
think they focus a lot on your story too, like where you come from, and I think that's hard
yeah,
when you're 15 years old because you don't have a lot of life experiences
yeah,
yet. Yeah, so it's hard when they're like, "What's your story?" You're like, I'm in high school." Like, it's like hard. It'd be a
yeah,
completely different story if now I just turned 24, went on. I'd have more of a life story going on. So yeah, but it was a
yeah.
good experience.
Well,
I'm really happy.
speaking of, yeah. Well, and at least you had that experience. It probably did prepare you for where you're at now.
Yeah, everything is like that.
And
Yeah, even when you don't get something, it just prepares you for the next thing.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. So what are your goals? I mean, I know acting, singing. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Um, I would love to, you know, make a career in country music. I really want to just go for it and give it everything I've got. And I feel like my time is now. And yeah, so I hope I can leave a legacy, some type of legacy in country music, and also be able to give back to people. I know so many people have helped me already and are currently helping me along the way, and having those contacts are so important. And so I'd love to be able to give back to those people as well someday. Whoever it may be, I want to be able to give back.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, I like that. I agree. That's that's the way it should be.
Hmm.
You help me, I help you,
Yeah,
and
and to
yeah, I
stay
like that.
humble and remember where I came from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because a lot of people don't, and they forget that.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay true to yourself. Stay who you are, and you're gonna go far. You really are. I
Yeah.
I feel good things happening for you. Uh, if there was anything that right now, where you're at right now in your life, if
Hmm.
you could change something and do it differently, is there anything that you would change?
Um, I mean, I've thought about that a lot. I love thinking about like the butterfly effect and how one
Right.
thing can completely change your life. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I love thinking about stuff like that. I thought about, what if I went to school or college in Nashville instead of California and what that would have looked like. But I'm also a believer in that, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now had I not done that, had I not gone off on a different life trajectory and almost went to law school.
Right.
Um, and so I think all those things really do play a role in why I am pursuing music right now.
Hmm.
And everything does happen for a reason, and God has a plan, and timing is everything.
Right.
Um, so I ultimately come back to that after thinking about that. But I do think it would have been really fun to go to school in Nashville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fun is an understatement.
Yeah.
That would have been fun. And yeah, because I mean, I'm just a big goofball. And I mean, I like to have fun and act crazy, and I get all over my husband's nerves at times. And he's like, "Would you just calm down?"
Yeah.
And I do stuff that embarrasses him all the time. Um, so, but you said you're more of an introvert, so maybe you're not like that at all. But what would you say is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in your life?
Oh, I have like a lot of different things that have happened. I think as a performer, like it inevitably happens.
Yeah,
When you're
probably.
on stage enough, like something will happen. Um, I guess I have a couple, but one performing one. I was in a middle school play. We were doing Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and I was playing Veruca Salt, the British girl that's like kind of stuck up. She's like, "Daddy, I want a new balloompa," like that. Yeah. So I was playing that, and I was in the middle of singing, and I had to walk up all these stairs and then like fall down this chute like I was like the bad egg. And as I'm walking, singing up the stairs, one of the boxes is like not set right. And so when I go to step on it, it like topples over. And so I'm on stage singing, and the whole thing just comes crashing down, and I like fall with it.
Oh
And I'm
no.
like in the middle of my song, and I'm like hurt too. Like I ripped my tights and like it hurt. And I had to keep singing and like act like I meant to fall, and like that, you know.
That was part of it.
Yeah, I know. We still have it on tape too. My mom was like video recording it, so I still have it. I can still watch it. But yeah, that was like definitely a moment where it's like you're on stage, like it's happening, like you gotta push through and keep going. Like,
Oh
so that was pretty
my.
embarrassing. um,
Ah.
yeah.
Did anybody realize that it was not part of what you were supposed to be doing?
Well, my mom knew, but actually, a lot of people, I was upset after the show, and they're like, "Why are you upset? Like, what happened?" They had no idea because it kind of worked. Like, I was supposed to fall down the chute. I fell down the stairs. It worked. But yeah, a lot of people didn't even know. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
And that's the way it is a lot of times, that
Yeah,
if you are so good at what you're doing and you don't make a big deal out of it, they're not going to realize it anyway.
right. Yeah,
It's,
I
you
know.
know,
It is so funny. It's like it's such a big deal in your head, but really, it doesn't even look like that big of a deal on the outside.
yeah. I've heard some other singers say that sometimes they just, for whatever reason, they just like blank out for a second and forget the lyrics. So that's when they just stick their microphone out for the crowd to start singing until they get themselves back on track.
That's
And
smart. I'll use that.
yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
it works. And then, the audience doesn't think anything about it because you do that all the time.
Oh, totally. Well, yeah, my band, we play around Colorado, and we do like 3 to 4 hour sets. So it's a lot of music and a
Oh,
lot of, timing things and lyrics you have to remember. And so, I mean, yeah, it's part of it. Like it can happen even if you know the song.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having to remember that many songs.
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all do it. I really, I don't.
You got to do it for hours and hours over and over and know it like it's the back of your, like you don't even have to think about it. That's the point where you want to get when you perform.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Last question I have for you, and this is a biggie. What do you want people to remember you for? What do you want people to say?
Hmm.
That was Caitlin Quisenberry. What do you want your legacy to be?
Yeah, that's a hard question. I think it goes back to I want to always stay grounded and humble and never forget where I came from. And I also really want to be known for helping others and really being able to give back to someone the way they've given to me. And I hope to be able to have that longevity in country music. I think it's hard as a female artist. There's a lot of turnover, and it's easier for male country artists to have a long career. And there's only very few like Dolly Parton and Emmylou who are able to, and Reba McEntire who are able to have that longevity. And so I really hope that I'm able to have a similar career as them.
Well, I think with you having them as the people that you're looking up to and
Hmm.
that you get your inspiration from, not copycat them,
Right.
but follow their path and their style, then, and if you stay true to yourself, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely, yeah. So thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, they're amazing role models to look up to, and yeah, at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
like I like that traditional feel, but it is 2020,
Right.
and so I'll bring something new to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Caitlin, I would love to bring you back about 6 months from now.
Hmm.
That's going to be after you go to Nashville and you do that. And, let's see where you're at then and how you've progressed and what's happening in your world then. Would you be willing to do that with me?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I love that idea.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I'd like to keep up with you and see what's happening with you, and we'll just follow your career along, and that way your fans, they'll know what's happening. So, Caitlin fans, you guys, if y'all have any questions for her, put those in the comments below. Caitlin will see those, and she can, if it's something she wants to answer now, she can answer you now, or we'll save it for the next interview. Maybe we might, by that point, maybe we'll do a live
Oh yeah,
interview, and that way we can do a live chat.
that would be fun. I've never done a live, but I've wanted to.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that the next time. We'll do a live chat, and that way your fans can live chat with you.
That'd be
That
really,
would be a lot of fun.
yeah. I
Yeah,
love.
they would really enjoy that, I think. So, Caitlin, I'll let you end the interview. Whatever you want to say to your fans, I'll let you just end it out.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I just want to say thank you and all the comments and likes and sharing of my music. I see everything. I run my social media 100%. And I want to say thank you to you too, Stacy, for showcasing these new artists and giving them a platform and doing interviews like this. I think that's so awesome. And it really shows you, especially with this coronavirus going on, that if you don't have a fan base and you don't have a crowd, then like you as an artist, you don't have anywhere to put your music and no one to share it with. And so it really shows you how important your audience is and how important your fan base is. So thank you so much for this interview and for all of the fans out there who are listening to my music and supporting me.
Well, you are quite welcome. I am tickled to death that you did this interview with me. You actually ended up being my first interview because yesterday's rescheduled to later this afternoon.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, so you are my first, and I'm super excited. So yeah, I love doing the new artist showcase.
Yeah, so cool.
That has just been that was it just the idea just popped in my head one day,
Yeah,
the first Wednesday that I did that,
yeah,
and I got such a response from it that I was like, okay, this is a great idea. And so I've just
very
that
cool.
is that is sticking with me. That is a thing that I'm doing every week now.
And everyone loves getting new music and,
Yeah.
finding new artists. I was going to ask you too, how did you come across my music and me?
Um, I'm trying to recall. It was one of the other artists, and I don't remember which one it was.
Hmm.
I would have to go back and look, which I'll go back and look and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look and see. It was one of the other artists, I think maybe had you on their page
Hmm.
or had liked something you did or
Okay.
something of that nature. So one of the other artists led me to you.
Oh,
So,
very
and
cool.
that happens a lot is I'll be checking out one of them and then I'll see somebody else. And so it's
Right.
like a chain effect.
It
Like,
is.
yeah, one leads me to another, to another, to another, to another.
And it's
Or,
a very small world. It's like everyone knows everyone and has little connections. You realize when you get into it, it's pretty crazy.
yeah, yeah, it's absolutely, um, it's kind of neat because when I've been looking and I see the new artist, it's kind of like all of y'all know each other.
Yeah.
Like you're all, I notice on Instagram, like you're all following each other.
Hmm.
And so that's been a really neat thing that I've noticed. And that's what I go back to saying what I said earlier, country music, and that's what I love about country music. And I don't know so much if the other genres of music are really like this or not,
Yeah.
but country music is so much just like a family. And they pull together and it's like, Nashville is the perfect example of that right now. The
Hmm.
way everybody is just pulling together in the tornado relief efforts.
Yeah.
And it's just it it doesn't surprise me. It's pleasantly amazing to
It,
see how everyone's coming together.
it's so true. And I think like the people you find in the industry are just top-notch people. And they're just, I mean, I went to Nashville and everyone's like, baby this, honey that, sugar that.
Uh,
Like they're so sweet. Like it's like that Southern hospitality thing going on, which is
uh,
so nice. But yeah,
yeah,
it's true. I mean, it really is. I think that's very true about country music. It's like a family.
it really is. It really is true. And I love Nashville. If I could move there, I wouldn't a second.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe one day.
maybe one day. Yeah, maybe one day. I'll come and represent all the new artists coming in there.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Oh, I would love it. Yeah, I would absolutely love it. But again, Caitlin, I appreciate you coming on here with me.
Yeah.
And I look forward to having you back again. We will plan that. We'll do a live chat then. That way the fans can interact with you.
Perfect.
And
That'd be fun.
yeah, so you guys, you make sure you follow Caitlin, download her music. Blue is available. Her new song, SOS, is there a video coming out as well on that?
Yeah.
Okay. And that comes out March the 20th. So y'all go preload that so you'll have that ready. And if y'all haven't heard of her, go look her up. You won't regret it, I promise.
Thank
Um,
you.
on all platforms. YouTube, you have a YouTube channel?
I do. Yep.
All right, all platforms, YouTube channel, IG. Y'all go follow her. You won't regret it. She is wonderful. And we will see y'all later. Until next time, this is Stacy J with 70 Phoenix. Remember, keep trying until you can fly. Bye.